All right, guys, this is Rafia Man. I told you I'm going to be live at the National Convention of the Young Men's Fellowship, and I'm right here on the grand finale. Lisa, you've been here for the past 3 days on the Young Men's Fellowship National Convention. What can you say will be the growth of young men to evangelism?
We have so much to look at and so much to expect from the young men. Seeing the way they are going, by the special grace of God, they are taking over the church. Because among them we have professionals, we have medical doctors, we have engineers, we have politicians, we have businessmen, we have those who have the passion for ministry too. So they are all round, all embracing. So in evangelism, we need all these hands to enhance the movement of the evangelism. So we have them.
Okay. For since Thursday, the National Convention began and is officially ending today. So, what will be the spiritual growth of this convention to the Methodist Church and the young men?
In fact, when you look at the program, you discover that all the lectures and all the teachings given during this convention was impactful, and they are going home loaded. They are going home loaded, and we will hear of the impacts from the local church to the conference level. So there is a lot of impact we expect, like John Wesley and Charles Wesley, who make a greater impact in England and other places. That this God will raise John Wesley of our time, will raise people who will push this spirituality into the loose and craze of our church. And I want to commend the leadership of the church, His Eminent Dr. Oliver Liaba, Brilliant Methodist Church in Nigeria. He's really doing his best to make sure that the spirituality of the church is the priority, and self is will be dealt with. So, and I'm seeing him succeeding in aspect of spirituality. I'm seeing all those of us that are following him also succeeding in bringing the impact of the spirituality to the church.
I am privileged to stand with the National Prayer Secretary, also doubled as the Archdiocese Young Men Fellowship Coordinator. I'm talking about Very Reverend Peter Essien. Sir, for the past 3-4 days, the Young Men's Fellowship have gathered in Nicodependent Archdiocese and to spiritually improve their life and their growth. So, what can you say will be the growth of this convention to the spiritual life of young men?
Thank you very much, my brother. First and foremost, I would love to thank God, our Archbishop, Most Reverend Dr. Etimju Ekon JP. He made it so easy for us to even give us accommodation for the national officers. So it has been very hectic, very impactful. For me, it's a very rewarding one. Because if you check even the program of events, and not just the program of events, interpreting the event, I even with the environment, the catchment area, I call it the diocese, and the entire young men fellowship in the conference of Nigeria, Methodist Church Nigeria. I tell you, it's a very rewarding one. And after now, I'm very optimistic that young men fellowship will not just be running with a vision; they will be flying with a vision, because they are very equipped to champion the gospel and to move our church, Methodist Church in Nigeria, forward.
Finally, of the National Convention of the Young Men's Fellowship, and by the special grace of God, I'm here with the coordinator of the South South, the Reverend Jacob Jacob. Sir, you've been here for the past 3-4 days, impacting spiritually on the life of young men. Sir, what will you say will be the growth of this convention to young men?
Concerning the few days we have spent here, we are able to catch so many youth by encouraging them through this fellowship, making them to totally give their life to God. Also, encourage them by putting them in training concerning skill acquisition. So many of them, they will not do anything.
Is the aim? What is the aim of this national convention to the growth of the young men's department and also Methodist Church?
One, winning of soul. You know, we say catch them when they are young. So many of them, if by now they don't know what we call, heaven, they begin to misbehave. They do all sort of havoc, joining secret cult, joining bad group, and at the end of the day, by the time they've grown up, the church will not able to meet up again. You know, they are the leader of tomorrow. So we need to catch them when they are young, because these are the leaders of the church tomorrow, so that the church will able to be doing well. So we have to look into it by looking into this young one, by making through it and the fellowship, and through this fellowship, the church will be speaking good about this one.
And I'm privileged to stand with the National Vice President of the Young Men's Fellowship South South Zone, brother or Mr. Ejong Senyene Ntepere. Sir, for the past 3 days, for the past 4 days, we've had a convention here in Ikotekpene. Sir, what will you say will be the impact of this convention to the Young Men's Fellowship?
We thank God the service and everything concerning the National Convention is successful. The impactful aspect of it in the life of the Young Men Fellowship after this convention will be a positive one. Because during the convention, we have go through the spiritual aspect of it, both biblical, both in training skill, seminars, and so many things that is so impactful to the life of the young men. And we believe that after this, after all the people going back to their various dioceses and archdioceses, there will be a very serious change in the life of all the young men members.
So what can you say will be the impact of this convention to the Young Men's Fellowship in your local church, in your circuit, in your diocese, and the conference at large?
Firstly, I appreciate your time for coming to meet here. I also say to everybody that Young Men Fellowship is a organization being created by Methodist Church for the purpose of grooming the young youths, especially you that are up to the age of becoming a man, but they are not yet married. Some that are newly married, they are being encouraged to enter joint fellowship so that they can promote the work of God in the church, especially locally, diocese, circuit level, and even in the conference. As a young man member and also the coordinator of Young Men Fellowship in my local church, I came to believe that this thing have bring unity among the youth because people are coming from different regions, from the South Zone, North Zone, to Ikodegbene local government to witness what Christ have for the young youth in the church. So
Please, what can you say is the impact of this convention to the young men?
Okay, this convention has been a great impact because the team alone is a rise for impact, having bring so much big guest speakers like Evangelist Uche Ama and very Reverend Emmanuel Sebon. They have really spoke in greatness to the Young Men's Fellowship of our church.